Hello world, and welcome to Wrestlemania 36 Part 2 review. First match of the night, Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair for the NXT Women's Championship. And honestly, I was just happy that they were getting it over with as the first match of the night, because I was not really looking forward to it. I love Charlotte Flair. She's one of my favorite, probably my favorite women's wrestler, aside from Asuka. But I wasn't looking forward to seeing her win another women's championship. She's already got 10, and it feels like her career has just lasted too long already. It seems like WWE just like pressed the fast forward button on her career, and now it's like, what can you really do with Charlotte Flair other than just keep giving her titles until she wins 20 of them? Was I a little happy to see her win the NXT Women's title? Just a little bit. Okay, just because, it shakes things up with the NXT women's division, and I hope that means that Rhea Ripley is moving on to the main roster. The match wasn't that great in my eyes. Again, I was just happy to see them get it over with, get it out of their system, because I know Vince really probably loved the idea of seeing these two blondes go at it against each other, these two tall, blonde women. I mean, they're great wrestlers, but together, I just didn't see it click for me. If Rhea Ripley does move on to the main roster, good for her. I think she's earned it. She's proven herself to be a main roster attraction. And yeah, not much to say. Next match, Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley. Me and my brother were pretty excited to see this, I wish it had a lot more build. I wish it had any build at all. It got none. It had none at all. I was confused to see Lana there. I know they're married still in kayfabe, but it's like, why does she need to be there? Why does she have to be there? It was a fun match. She got a little bit more involved as it progressed, because it seemed like when it started, she didn't even know what she was doing there. She was hella quiet, and my brother brought that up too. He's like, why is she so quiet? She usually makes it all about her. Well, she did. She did make it all about her, because she got on the apron and stood there for a really long time, and then she started talking to Bobby when he was about to beat Aleister Black. She was like, no, hit him with the spear, and I was like, oh, I see what's gonna happen here. I know what's going on. I hope everyone else does, because it's pretty obvious what's gonna happen. And what I thought would happen is exactly what happened. Bobby Lashley went for the spear and listened to his wife, because he's dumb. And he went for it. He ran right into a black mass, and it was awesome. I laughed. I thought that was fun. That was cool. And yeah, Aleister Black has a win at Mania. Good for him. Me and my brother were waiting for Lashley to tell off Lana, or to say something to Lana after the match, because then it'd be like a WrestleMania moment, I guess. We were looking forward to him dumping her at WrestleMania, or asking for a divorce. Just Lashley would have probably gotten cheered in an arena, but here it was just, I guess now that I say that out loud, it makes sense that they didn't split them up at Mania. But I feel like it's coming, because I don't know what else you could do if Lashley and Lana. I don't see Lashley fighting Lesnar anytime soon with Lana in his corner. I think she's just going to hold him back for a while. So hopefully I'm right in that they split up pretty soon, because I think it'll be better for both of them if they go their separate ways. Third match tonight, Dolph Ziggler versus Otis. And honestly, that was the strongest booked rivalry of the card. Let's be honest here. This was a WrestleMania rivalry. They really earned it. If someone told you a year ago that Dolph Ziggler versus Otis would be on the WrestleMania card, you would have been like, what? No, that's not a WrestleMania match. That's barely even a match on SmackDown. That is a main event, the show main event. Get it? But no, they earned it. It's good that WWE decided to put them on the main card of WrestleMania instead of like a pre-show or something. No, it was cool. I was confused to see Sonya Deville with Dolph Ziggler. I mean, I know they were in cahoots, but still, it was like, okay, are you guys friends? What's going on here? Why are you guys involved? I do not understand. I still don't understand why Sonya helped Dolph out. I feel like that needs to be explained, or that should have been explained before Mania, but it wasn't. But either way, the match had a great ending. My brother was so confused to see Sonya Deville accompanying Dolph, and I was like, you know what? Mandy Rose probably gonna come in the middle of the match and save Otis. That's probably what it's gonna be. She's gonna fight off Sonya Deville and save Otis, and they gonna win the match together. And that's what happened. It was actually a lot better than I expected. Sonya Deville got involved, and Mandy Rose came out, and I just imagined the crowd popping in my ears. I imagined it. Even though it was silent, I still imagined that there was she got a huge pop in my head. Oh, she would have got an amazing babyface reaction, but anyways, watching her slap the taste out of Sonya Deville's mouth and then run around into the ring and hit Dolph Ziggler in the balls, that was beautiful. I used to love Dolph Ziggler, but now I'm back to hating his ass and his existence. But he sold that really well. And then watching Otis win was beautiful. That dude needs to be protected. He's so precious and innocent. And he's just, my God, he's a national treasure. You know, I look at Otis and I'm like, that's me. That's me right there. I feel that. I feel a connection to Otis. And it would have been Otis Mania if there was a crowd. The crowd would have gone crazy for him. He would have gotten the loudest pop of the night, loudest reaction. Especially with what happened after the match when he kissed Mandy Rose. He picked her up and she kissed him. I gave him a pop from my living room, or from my brother's room. Sorry about that. From my brother's room, I was like, oh, get it, Otis. Oh my God. It was great. It was so great. It was like a rom-com, the happy ending at the end of a rom-com. And I don't know how long their partnership will last, Otis and Mandy Rose, but I hope they don't pull the plug on it too soon. Obviously, this could be great for Mandy Rose to become the biggest heel in wrestling eventually, right? Eventually. But I think for now, they should just be together and make all of us happy, just knowing that they're together on TV. Oh my God. And the mixed tag that they're going to have later on is going to be great. I feel bad for Tucker and Bobby Roode because those guys were nowhere to be seen at Mania. And Bobby Roode is one of my favorite wrestlers. I hate that he's not on this card, but I can't talk about him now, even though I worship him. I cannot, because we have to talk about the next match. Randy Orton versus Edge, last man standing. I was so looking forward to seeing Edge in his first singles match in 9 years. And well, it was really long, you know? That doesn't mean I didn't like it. It was just really long, and I just kept on waiting for the big spots to happen. I just kept on waiting, is it good? No big spot. I was no big spot. I did like the tour they gave us of the Performance Center. That was fun. Them fighting on top of the truck was great. I loved it when Randy went for the punts, and then Edge speared him. And he tried to spear him again, but Randy Orton caught him with an RKO. Really good. Really like that. I mean, we probably could have predicted that happening, but it was still good to see. Sometimes predictable is good, and in this case it was. I liked Randy Orton doing the DDT onto Edge on another truck, I think, like a smaller truck. That was cool. The ending was weird, but I got it. I liked the ending. The ending saved it for me. Just having Edge hit him with the concerto, and then as the ref counts to 10, he just hugs Randy, and he's crying, and I think he kissed him on the forehead or something. My brother thought that was weird, but he was like, "Nah, I get it. I get it. They've been through a lot together, and even with all this, they loved each other. You know, they didn't want to. He didn't want to hurt Randy, but he knew that he had to. And, you know, it's great that Edge is back. I hope he has better matches down the road now that he's back, but that was fine. It's just really long. Yeah. Better than Goldberg, though. Better than Goldberg doing a fucking 40 seconds, 30 second, a minute long match. So good for Edge. These next two matches, I don't want to talk about them a whole lot, but we're gonna. Street Profits versus Angel Garza and Austin Theory for the Raw Tag Titles. Okay, that one had the least hype. That was just thrown last minute, nothing going on. And it really just shows how bad the Raw Tag Team division is. Like, I don't see why they could have just had the Street Profits fight the Viking Raiders at Mania. That could have been fun. That would have been a great match, at least. This one was all right. I was happy to see Angel Garza and Austin Theory get a spot on the card so soon. You know, and like get a spot on Mania. I feel like there were other stars who were more deserving based on like everything they've been done leading up to WrestleMania, and these guys were just thrown last minute. It was cool, I guess. Street Profits retaining the titles, that had to happen. Okay, so good for them. I was worried that WWE would do a surprise win for Garza and Theory, but nope, they kept it simple. Then the Street Profits got attacked after the match, and I was so confused. I was like, wait, that's not how you do Mania. You don't continue this rivalry. You're just going to start this rivalry at Mania? Then Bianca Belair came out, and it was okay. I was like, oh, that's her debut. But despite her debuting and despite Bianca Belair being fantastic, it still felt like a Raw after WrestleMania moment rather than a WrestleMania moment. You know? It's like, I hope this means Bianca Belair is set for a huge push, but I'm worried that she'll just kind of hang around as the Street Profits manager. But she deserves better than that. She does. She was fantastic at the Rumble. I loved her championship match against Shayna Baszler last year. Not the one against Ripley. But to be fair, I haven't seen that yet. I should, because I heard it was good. But, like, you know, I wasn't really looking forward to it because I was like, I already knew Rhea Ripley was going to win. Whereas with the Shayna Baszler match last year, I thought Bianca Belair had a good chance of beating Baszler. And I was looking forward to that. And that made me a fan of hers that night. But anyways, you know, good luck to Bianca Belair and the Street Profits. Next match, the Fatal 5-Way for the SmackDown Women's title. It's sad to see what they've done with the SmackDown Women's title since last year and what has become of it. Like, Bayley as the role model is fine. I feel like the role model era could have been booked much better in general. Because, like, she's just too close to Sasha. She needed to fight Sasha. Even though they didn't feel as big as Charlotte versus Becky, they still needed to fight. That needed to happen at this Mania. I don't see why, first of all, why Paige had any authority over this match. She's not general manager anymore. You know, she's a legend, but come on. If she really wanted to be clever and really stick it to Bayley, she could have just been like, your opponent for WrestleMania is in the ring with you right now. And she would have turned to Sasha and been like, the only one here is me and Sasha. And then it's like, oh. But no, we had a random 5-way. The women who were in the 5-way, it was nice, I guess, to see them get a match in the card because they are talented and I am fans of them, sort of, you know, but in the altogether, they damaged what should have been a historic Mania for the SmackDown Women's title. Side note, I am actually a Tamina Snuka fan, and I was very sad to see her get eliminated so soon and get to see her get jumped. I love her theme song, okay? And I've just always been a fan of hers, okay? I was hoping she would be the third person eliminated and that she would have eliminated the first two, but oh well. This felt more like it should have been at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view with like Dana Brooke. That would have been good, and then they could have set up the Sasha and Bayley rivalry. My bro was so pissed that Sasha got eliminated third, and I don't blame him. Like, it should have been her and Bayley in the end, and Sasha should have turned on Bayley and won the SmackDown Women's title, but she didn't. She got eliminated by Lacey Evans, and they teased tension, but it didn't actually come through. And then, like, I was nervous that Lacey was going to win, and, like, I appreciate Lacey's efforts in trying to be a babyface, or, like, the effort of the writers to portray her as a babyface, but it's just not clicking for me. I don't think she's ready for that championship win moment, and, you know, at least Bayley beat her, but still, they just keep on making us wait for this Sasha and Bayley rivalry. And it's like, come on, you guys. We want it. We all want it. Just give it to us already. Like, what are you waiting for? I don't know what they're waiting for. It's just by the time we get it, we might be so exhausted of waiting that we'll be like, who the fuck cares? Anyways, the next match is John Cena versus The Fiend Bray Wyatt in a Funhouse match. I absolutely loved that match. I know people loved the Boneyard match, and I was like, alright, it was cool, I guess. But I loved the Funhouse match. That was match of the night for me. Match of both nights. Match of Mania for me. Though I will always appreciate the ladder match from night one. Night two had this Funhouse match. My brother was so fucking confused about what was going on. And I was over here just posting, portions of the match because I was being so entertained of seeing Bray Wyatt take John Cena back in time. It was so hilarious. Like when he came out for his debut and then like he kept on missing the ruthless aggression punch. Like, it was priceless. I was jealous of John that he got to be a guest on Firefly Funhouse. And me, I'm the biggest Fiend fan. John Cena's great, but I love the Fiend. I wanted him to win. I'm glad he won. I was jealous of John seeing him in that Funhouse, but then when I saw the shit that Fiend put him through, it was like, okay, nah, I'm good. You could just, this is better. I prefer watching you suffer than me being in your shoes, John. Yeah. I think it's funny that the Fiend finally came out, or John Cena finally fought back, when they were doing Nitro, when they were doing the NWO parody. I felt like that was Vince knocking on WCW one more time. He's like, yeah, we beat you. So that's why John Cena is able to overpower him now when he's trying to do a WCW parody, because we beat Nitro and John Cena is going to beat The Fiend because he is Mr. WWE. And then that didn't happen. And I'm glad that didn't happen. I was waiting. Even though I was enjoying every second of it, just like with the Goldberg and Braun match, I was nervous that they were going to have John Cena come through and win. Because I was like, they're not really going to have The Fiend get his revenge, right? Not really going to have him succeed against this high-profile actor. But they did. And I liked it. When The Fiend came out, I was so excited. I was like, yes, this is what we've been waiting for. It didn't last that long, but it's fine, I guess. The Fiend got his win. It was funny. It was fun. And I love the shot of Fiend holding John Cena into Sister Abigail. And you just hear John Cena's promo from the other night on SmackDown when he said he was going to get rid of the most overhyped, overprivileged star in WWE. And then I was like, this is the part where John Cena reverses him and defeats The Fiend. But it didn't happen. And I know why. It's because that was The Fiend's way of saying, you're right, John. We will get rid of the most overhyped and overprivileged star in WWE. But it's not me. It's you. And then he beat John Cena, and John Cena was gone. That was great. My brother was shocked, and I was like, dude, we just watched him kill John Cena. We just watched him destroy John Cena. My God. Okay. Main event time. Before we get to the main event, I think night 2 wins for sure. There was more. Night 1 had its moments, but there was more, pizzazz. Night 2 had more chutzpah. It factor. Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre. I'm glad Drew won. I needed to see that happen. The world needed to see Drew McIntyre conquer Brock Lesnar. But out of all the matches that happened at Mania, this one needed an audience. It was just, because when you think about it, it was like a copy and paste of the script for Goldberg versus Braun Strowman. Just finisher spam after finisher spam. That was it. I was like, can't you guys do more? Can't Drew hit Brock with the Glasgow Kiss or the Future Shock? Can't these guys fight outside the ring? No holds barred, hit each other with steel chairs. Come on. Can't they do some more? I was really looking forward to this match. This is the most hyped up match for me. This is the one I was looking forward to the most, seeing Drew McIntyre fight Brock Lesnar, because that Royal Rumble match, their confrontation in the Royal Rumble and every confrontation they had, every promo they cut was great. But this was just like, wait, we've seen this. We saw this the night before. It's Goldberg versus Braun Strowman, except with two different guys, but they thought we wouldn't notice. They just did their finishers over and over again 3 times in a row. And then one guy kicked out, and then the other guy didn't. That's what they did. They might have a rematch, but I don't feel like they'll do it. It's just, I don't know if I want to say it. It's like, why couldn't you just give us a really good match now instead of making us wait for the sequel? If they give us a sequel, maybe it'll be great, but I'll be pissed off that the first one wasn't great. Great for Drew winning. He's a great face for the WWE moving forward. This is a long time coming. He deserves it. The Chosen One has conquered the Beast. Why didn't someone say that in a promo? The Chosen One is going to beat the Beast. He's the Chosen One to finally get rid of him. Get rid of Brock Lesnar. Why didn't no one say that? Because he's not the Chosen One anymore, but still. It's not always horrible to mention the past or like call out the past. Bray Wyatt did a shit ton of that, and it was fantastic. It worked out. At first, I hated how the Fiend just kept on looking towards his past and like holding grudges, but tonight at WrestleMania, it was fine. It was perfect. It was beautiful. It was art. And unfortunately, Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre couldn't follow. I'm really happy for Drew, but it's just another Brock Lesnar disappointment. I know Brock can do better. I know Drew can do better. Let's hopefully the night after WrestleMania, they got something big planned for us. Hopefully, to make us feel better about whatever shortcomings they had. But I hope you guys enjoyed WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2. I hope it entertained you during these tough times. And I hope it despite any shortcomings they had, overall, it put a smile on your face. Thinking back at it, you have moments that you look back on and go, wow, that was fun. That was great. Overall, I know I had a good time. So I'll just end it right there. Toodles.